Hello children, today we will learn more about the little blue planet that we call home, that is the Earth. We cannot see the whole of it at one time, but we can see it with the help of a model. A model of the Earth is called a globe. Globes can be of different sizes, big or small. From a globe, we can learn what shape the Earth is. We can learn about the size and position of different continents and oceans. We can know about the location of different countries, cities, mountains and rivers.
The major part of the Earth's surface is covered with water. There are some very large bodies of water. They are called oceans. There are 5 oceans on the Earth. They are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean and the Antarctic Ocean. These oceans cover about 70% of the Earth's surface. There are some large land masses on the Earth's surface. They are called continents. They are surrounded by oceans. They are of different forms and shapes. They consist of plains, plateaus, mountains and valleys. We have 7 continents in the world. They are Europe, Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica and Australia.
Have you wondered what there is at the bottom of oceans? It is a rocky land covered with mud, sand and silt. But it is not the same everywhere. There can be plains, plateaus, deep valleys, high mountains and even volcanoes at the bottom of the oceans.
Do you know that Asia is the largest continent? The smallest continent is Australia. The largest and the deepest ocean is the Pacific. The smallest ocean, both in size and depth, is the Arctic.
Now, look at the globe.
The line running from one pole to the other through the center of the globe is called the axis of the Earth. It is only an imaginary line, but it is a very important line for understanding the movements of the Earth. The Earth rotates on this imaginary line. That is why we say that the Earth rotates on its axis. There is another imaginary line on Earth. It goes around the Earth. It remains at equal distance from the North Pole and the South Pole. It is called the equator. It divides the Earth into 2 equal halves. That is why we call it the equator. The half of the north of the equator is called the northern hemisphere. The other half to the Antarctic south of the equator is called the southern circle hemisphere. Most of the northern hemisphere south pole is land. Most of the southern hemisphere is water. So, the northern hemisphere is called the land hemisphere. The southern hemisphere is called the water hemisphere. Parallels of latitude. Look at a globe or a map of the world. You will see lines drawn parallel to the equator. They are called the parallels of latitude or the lines of latitude. Note the following points about these lines. These lines run all along the curved surface of the Earth. They are to the north and also to the south of the equator. They all are parallel to one another. They never meet or cut each other. These lines are in full circles. They decrease in size as we move away from the equator to the north or to the south. The shortest of these circles are in fact not circles. They are just points. They are called the North Pole and the South Pole. The equator is the longest of all the circles. The parallels of latitude are used to measure distances from the equator. They show how far north or south of the equator a particular place is. These distances are measured in degrees, written as: the equator has a latitude of 0 degrees. The lines of latitude to the north of the equator are labelled N. The lines to the south of the equator are labelled S. The North Pole has latitude of 90 degrees north. The South Pole has latitude of 90 degrees south. Some important parallels of latitude are Tropic of Cancer, it is 23.5 north. Tropic of Capricorn, it is at 23.5 south. Arctic Circle, it is at 66.5 north. Antarctic Circle, it is at 66.5 degrees south. Lines of longitude. Now look at the globe once again. You will see on it semicircular lines running from the North Pole to the South Pole. They are called lines of longitude. They are also called meridians. Note the following points about these lines. All these lines are of the same length. They are not parallel to each other. They meet at the poles. In all, there are 360 meridians running from pole to pole. Of these meridians, 180 are on the east and 180 are on the west of the chief meridian. The chief meridian is an imaginary line that runs through the Royal Greenwich Observatory, London. It is called the Greenwich Meridian or the Prime Meridian. Just as the equator is the starting point of lines of latitude, the prime meridian is the starting point of the lines of longitude. Meridians to the east of the prime meridian are labelled as E. Meridians to the west of the prime meridian are labelled as W. Meridians show how far to the east or west of the prime meridian a place is. The meridian 180 degree east and the meridian 180 degree west are the same line. If we join the 0 degree and 180 degree meridians, a full circle is formed. It divides the earth into 2 equal halves. The right half is called the eastern hemisphere. The left half is called the western hemisphere. The Earth grid. Look again. You will see the lines of latitude and the lines of longitude intersecting each other. They intersect each other at right angles. They form a network known as the Earth grid.
This grid is very helpful to locate a place on a globe or map. For example, we know that the latitude of Delhi is about 28 degree N and its longitude is about 77 degree E. The exact measurements are 28.38 degree N and 77.12 degree E. We can easily find a point on a globe or a map where these two lines intersect each other. This point of intersection gives the exact location of Delhi. We can similarly locate the situation of any place in the world if we know its latitude and longitude. Now open your atlas. Find out the nearest latitude and longitude of the following places: Kolkata, Chennai, Cochin, Pondicherry, Bhopal. Bye kids.